Morning, all. Okay, so we've got 9 games tonight. So after a pretty quiet night yesterday and the day before not being too busy either, now we're getting into some busy days. Today and Thursday both have 9 games in them. So we have 3 games starting early at 7 Eastern. We also have a game starting at 10:30 Eastern, so it's going to be a long night. And we're starting off with Vegas at Toronto. This one's interesting. Vegas is 4-4. Of course, they'll be without Carlson and Stone and Pacioretty and yeah. So if Toronto wanted a night where they can beat Vegas, this might be it, right? Toronto's 4-4-1, and the other meeting these teams will have this year will be January 11th in Vegas. The Vegas Golden Knights are scoring 2.5 goals per game. They are allowing 3.25 goals per game. Toronto's scoring 2.33 goals per game. They're allowing 3.22 goals per game. So both teams are struggling, and that shows in their numbers. For Toronto, things are likely getting better after wins over Chicago and Detroit, but Vegas should be, I would say, a bigger challenge, yet there are some big holes in that lineup right now. There's a lot of guys that are out, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. It should be interesting. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific is also the start time for the rematch between Detroit and Montreal. Detroit's going to be looking to avenge a 6-1 loss they suffered on October 23rd against Montreal Canadiens. They are 4-3-2 on the season. Montreal's 2-8. So that's one of the only 2 victories that Montreal's got this year. And the numbers don't look good overall. Now, for Detroit, they're scoring 3.22 goals per game. They're allowing 3.44, so they're a little bit below there, but their record's still good at 4-3-2. Montreal 1.9 goals per game, and they're allowing 3.4 goals per game. The last meeting between these teams will be on November 13th, so all 3 meetings will be done early in the season. That's only 11 days from now. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Arizona Coyotes are looking for their first win of the season against Philadelphia. Yesterday it was Chicago's turn. Tonight will it be Arizona's? We'll see. The second meeting between these teams and final will be on December 11th. For Arizona, 1.44 goals per game, and they're allowing 4.22 goals per game. On the Philadelphia side, they're scoring 3.57 goals per game, and they're allowing 2.86. So the 4-2-1 Philadelphia Flyers, high-scoring, exciting games for them. Mostly, I say mostly because that game against Calgary the other night, there were large stretches of that one where, yeah, it wasn't necessarily fantastic, but we'll see how it works out. Does Arizona get their first win tonight, or will they make it 10 without a win to start the season? At 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, the Ottawa Senators, these guys right here, will be in against the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are 5-3. The Senators are 3-5. Are we going to see another year where Ottawa struggles on the road? That was a problem last year. They got that win early this year, but maybe that's going to be the deal. So for Ottawa, they're scoring 2.5 goals per game. They're allowing 3.13. So again, that's an issue, allowing more than you're scoring. But so's Minnesota. 2.75 goals per game on their favor. 3.25 goals against them per game. And the next game between these teams will be January 3rd. That, of course, being one of 2 meetings because they're in opposite conferences. Also at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets start their season series against one another. They will play 4 times. Dallas is 3-4-1. The Jets are 4-2-2. And you can see one of these teams can score. The other one is Dallas. Dallas is scoring 1.75 goals per game. They're allowing 2.75 goals per game. The Winnipeg Jets scoring 3.5 goals per game while also allowing 3.25 goals per game. These teams will meet 3 more times, December 22nd, February 23rd, and March 4th. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Nashville Predators take their show on the road against the Calgary Flames. Nashville's 4-4 on the season. Calgary is 6-1-1. Nashville has scored and allowed 2.75 goals per game. So they're 500 in record, and their goals for and against are even. On the Calgary side, it's been incredible. 3.63 goals per game, and then allowing 1.88 goals per game. That's how you get to 6-1-1. The second and third meetings between these teams will be on December 14th and then April 26th. So they meet before Christmas. and then they meet again just before the season's over and when we're getting ready for the playoffs. Then we fast forward an hour at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. You have the New York Rangers and the Vancouver Canucks. The Rangers are 6-2-1. The Vancouver Canucks are not. They're 3-5-1. And there's a good chance Hamonic makes his debut tonight, and the Canucks are really hoping that solidifies things for them. The second and last meeting between these teams will be February 27th. The Rangers at 6-2-1, they get there with scoring 2.44 goals per game, which is low, but they've only allowed 2.11. So Shesterkin's played a large role in this. On the Vancouver side, 2.33 goals per game, which is not enough, and they've allowed 2.67. So their goals against has not been bad because Demko's been very good. They're just not scoring enough. So we'll see how it goes tonight. And then at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific as well, the New Jersey Devils, who are off to a good start to the season against the Anaheim Ducks, who are, I think, playing better than expected. So for the 4-2-1 New Jersey Devils, they've scored 3 goals per game exactly. They're allowing 2.86 to get to that 4-2-1 record. For Anaheim, who are 3-4-3, they're scoring 3.1 goals per game. That is much higher than expected, but they're allowing 3.4 goals per game. So they haven't quite had the defense/goaltending that they would want. If they can get that together, they'll start winning some games. Their next and final meeting will be March 12th. And then the last game of the night, played at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, so California's at it again. The Buffalo Sabres are 5-2-1. They're in against the 5-3 San Jose Sharks, who we know will have players still in protocol, but as they showed against Winnipeg, there's a lot of heart with this team. Absolutely. So for Buffalo, they're scoring 3 goals per game exactly. They're allowing 2.13. So when we looked at Craig Anderson and Dustin Tokarski as the goaltending tandem at the start of the year, all of us said that's goaltending tandem that should be allowing around 2 goals per game, right? That was the plan. Whereas San Jose scoring 2.75 goals per game and allowing 2.38. Much the same with San Jose. This would have been expected to be 6-5 or 7-6 before the season started. Because of the goaltending, when you look at the matchups you could have, these teams have proven everybody wrong. January 6th is the second and final meeting between these teams. That'll, of course, be in Buffalo. Reminder, this is Hockey Fights Cancer Month. I will be wearing my Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys. I do have a handful of them. I'll be wearing them for previews and reviews often. I'd also like to mention that there is a charity that I've worked with that they're very good. They're local as well. WCKFoundation.ca, West Coast Kids Foundation. I can recommend people look at their site. They do some good stuff for families of kids going through cancer treatments and other things, blood disorders as well. So at this time, and of course with what the world's gone through in the last 18 months, it's been a tough time for all. And I don't think it gets any more heart-wrenching than that with what kids go through. So I will leave a link in the description to this video. I know last year this channel absolutely blew them away with the support. They were blown away with basically donations they were getting globally. So hope we see that again. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.